जसप्रीत सिंह दहिया भी हमारे संग जुड़ गए हैं। इज अ सीनियर मेंबर ऑफ खालसा एड। जसप्रीत सिंह दहिया, स्वागत है आपका ऑन न्यूज़ एक्स। थैंक यू फॉर जॉइनिंग अस। प्लीज टेल अस अ बिट अबाउट हाउ खालसा एड इज हेल्पिंग ऑन ग्राउंड। वहाँ क्या स्थिति है अभी इस वक्त जमीनी स्तर पर?
First of all, thank you, NewsX, for having Khalsa Aid on board
Yes.
for the information required, for your end. Yeah. So in Punjab, we are working in different, basically on all the 23, as you know, all the 23 districts are affected by these floods of 2025. So all those 4 or 5 districts which are majorly affected, Gurdaspur, Pathankot, Abohor, Fazilka, Kapurthala, and Firozpur. Yeah. So we have teams working in all these districts. So what we are doing is we are providing the rescue missions, we are evacuating the families, helping the livestock to bringing them to the shores there. We are providing the basic needs, the necessities for we are giving the water bottles, the clean drinking water is providing to them. Then the ration, the packets. So if the hot meals are required, we are giving the hot meals in one district, that is a Fazilka, because nearly the more than a dozen of you can say the villages are submerged even till date. So for the animal relief, what we are doing is we are providing them with the fodder, the silage, and anything else which is required from the ground. So even in the Bohor district, we are doing a dewatering. So we are giving the agriculture support, for the villages which are submerged. So nearly thousands of acres of the farmland in the Bohor is waterlogged there. So even in the Kapurthala district, so that was one of the first area to be hit by the Beas River. Yeah. So the small villages like the Baupur Island, the Sangra, and all those areas, and we are working there. Evacuation is already done. The rations are being provided to the families. And recently, you must have seen, when the Madhupur breach was there. So we helped these children, the school children, nearly 500 children were stranded, because no warning was given by the government. So basically, we help them. So even today, our teams are working on the ground 24/7. Yeah.
What are the obstacles that you are facing and your teams are facing on ground while going ahead with this relief and rehabilitation?
See, the first thing, because the Punjab, it's not neither a island or neither a seashore state, as it's basically a landlocked state. So the main problem was the traveling, the boats. There was hardly any government boats. So even Khalsa Aid, we just had 3 to 4 boats initially. Yeah. So we got more boats now. So supplying the the main, you can say, the rations or the hot meals or evacuating. The main hurdle was the the transport. Yeah. So Punjab government or even the NGOs, they need to work on this, because in the last 6 years, this is the third time the floods have come to Punjab. So I think, this has become a necessity. It might become a necessity for Punjab to keep boats in house.
Okay, let me also ask you about how people can help you, Mr. Dahiya. Those watching you today, those watching our show, if they want to help, Khalsa Aid in your efforts on ground, if they want to help with what is happening, how can they?
See, first of all, we need to create awareness. Hardly any national, international, even the state media is covering this. All you are able to see is in the social media. So first of all, we need to create the awareness, because 23 out of 23 districts are submerged, and nearly 3 lakh acres of the agriculture land is submerged. And Punjab being an agrarian state, so we need to come forward to stand with the farmers and the farmlands, because end of the day, when the farms are submerged, the microeconomy of the state is totally, jolted away. So we need to be together, And secondly, what we request as a Khalsa Aid, we want all the organizations to work together, come under one single umbrella. Because what's happening right now is so suppose one NGO is working. So in one corner of the, you can say the flood affected area, in one area, what the problem is, the stock is filled to to the roof, and another, you can see on the other side of the bank, hardly anything is reached. So they all need to work, from smaller to the larger NGOs, they should come under one umbrella, work together, because there shouldn't be any competition. Because at the end of the day, NGOs only thrive when the governments fail. So I was just listening to a minister of Punjab. So this is a man-made disaster, and one need to accept it. You can't just ignore it.
Absolutely. Mr. Dahiya, also, what do you believe has led to this situation getting this bad? I mean, these are the worst floods in decades which Punjab is seeing? What are the factors that have contributed to this? Is this just a one-off cloudburst? Is it something that we can blame on climate change, or is it at the end of the day man-made as well? Are there other factors at play too which have contributed?
See, first of all, we need to ask a simple question. Since the dams were inaugurated, were there ever desilting done in any of those dams? First question is this. I don't think so. Pakra Dam never has been desilted. The other dam, Pong Dam, never has been desilted. So their capacity has really gone down. They are storing the water for 3 states. They are not storing the water for Punjab at present. They are storing the water for 3 states. So end of the day, the capacity has really gone down. In 2023, when the floods came, BBMB did, I think, accept, they did say, there was little mismanagement there, But no, nobody was everybody was nobody was, it's again taken in a guarantee, it's they're doing the same thing. Madhawar Dam, if 150 years old, barrage is broken, the gates are broken, somebody has to be responsible for this. So, and secondly, the farmers has been agitating, they've been asking, Harike, they've been asking, from the Harike barrage since the first day when the water was released in the Harike barrage to let it, open the gates slowly and slowly. But what happens is after 14, 15 days, the gates are open 100%. So what happened, it has submerged the other 3 districts as well. So I'll call it a misgovernance, mismanagement, that's what caused these floods, If you call it a natural thing, regarding El Nino, in the April weather report only, it was published that this year is going to be a very heavy rainfall. So you can't say that it just unexpectedly started raining. So even if you compare it with the foreign countries, like if you compare with the UK or even in Canada, they have the same the rainfall ratio as what happened in the Punjab in the recent days. If those people can manage, why we can't manage? It's been 80 years since we have we got a freedom here. And still what we are fighting for, we are still fighting for those, giving the free rations and all. Why these things are not taken care of? Why it has become a 2-year affair? Every 2 years, the lands of the Punjab is submerged.
Okay. Mr. Dahiya, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on this story. We do hope that people will come forward and help as well in the ways that you have also outlined and detailed. Now we're getting more news coming in. Prime Minister Modi has spoken with French President Emmanuel Macron.